Our next question is, why were the Jewish targeted and what other groups were targeted by Hitler?
Oh, well, the Jews were targeted, I think they were made a scapegoat. I don't know why Hitler targeted the Jews, to tell you the truth, except for the fact that he needed somebody to blame. And they were a big group to blame because many of the Jews were in the banking industry and in various money-making industries. So you could always blame them for the bad economics that they had after the First World War. They lost the First World War. It was a depression. People didn't have jobs, and they needed somebody to blame. And so, but the other people that of course were impacted were some, because Hitler had this idea of this, this race, even though there was no such thing, of these blonde, blue-eyed, perfect kind of Greek statue type of people. And his idea was anybody that didn't fit that should be gotten rid of, which meant anybody that was handicapped. The Romas, or the Gypsies, they like to be called Romas, were a big group that were targeted. Jehovah Witnesses, because they wouldn't say Heil Hitler and they wouldn't bow down to Hitler, were targeted. Anybody with any kind of a physical handicap or mental handicap, anybody who was in any politics that was anti-Nazi, communists. So there were lots and lots of other people, that anybody that spoke out against Hitler, or anybody they didn't like. If somebody decided they didn't like somebody, and they could just say, they had talked out against Hitler or done something, and they would target them. The Nazis had it was a big, a lot of them were very, very hateful. And then I want to make the point that every single German wasn't a Nazi. The Nazis were German. Other countries then had groups that were like the Nazis that were part of that. But the Nazis, every German was not a Nazi. I always want to make a distinction between Germans and Nazis there. And even some of the Nazis helped. We have stories from some of the other survivors where somebody helped them or saved them. So, you can't put everybody into a big group and hate them all.
Yeah, thank you. You got that answer?